So, hello everyone, and I hope you can see me. So, tonight, welcome to Princess Distortion Real 100. Tonight, I will be speaking on the Quran. I'm trying to make sure that, let's see, my screen is there. Power chat, post, comment. Okay, so we should be ready to go. Okay, so tonight, my broadcast will be about the Holy Quran. So the Quran comes in, this is a hardback, comes in hardback, and it also comes in paperback. So I have this one, and then there's a smaller version that it comes in. There is some misconception that has me, myself, a little disturbed also. So I don't know what is really going on around here, but what I do know is that Muslims and Muslimas do not engage in homosexuality, whether it be the streets or prison. Islam is broken down in 4 sections. You have Sunni, which I am Sunni. You have moral science. You have the Nation of Islam, and you have Buddhism. Buddhism are the men that you see that wear the red hats with the tassels. That is Buddhism. As for me, my family is not Muslim. It is just I, my son, and we're gradually teaching it to my granddaughter. I was brought into Islamic by my son's father when my son was like 4 years old. My son is 33. Things that I have been seeing, witnessed with my own eyes with the Islamic religion is forbidden. I have not been told that these things that I'm seeing, behaviors from other who are saying, quote, unquote, that they are Muslim. It isn't written in the Quran what they're doing. Do men be sexually assaulted in prison? Yes, often. There's a video I seen where there's a guy on there saying that he's seen some of the Muslim brothers in prison interacting in homosexuality. When I was locked up, some of my Muslim sisters, they were interacting in homosexuality. As for me, I stayed away from them. Homosexuality is forbidden by the Quran and by Allah. No homosexuality at all. Muslims cannot eat as Muslims and Muslimas. Muslims are the men, Muslimas are the women. We're forbidden to eat pork, and we're forbidden to drink alcohol. Now, I don't eat pork, but I have drank alcohol because I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm better than the next person or I'm following the Quran also, because there are some things that I have done myself that I have to go and ask Allah to forgive me for. But the homosexuality, no. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, if you are supposed to be within the bracket of the religion, then what are you doing? Because you are, to me, making a fool of the religion. You're making a mockery of others, and you have people confused. I will not be confused nor misled. Some of the stuff I wrote down, I went to see the imam. I've been asked my son's father, but I went to see the imam and directly asked him some of these things, so I wouldn't be up here saying something that I wrong or that I did not already know. The rules of Islam are not man-made laws. Allah gives Muslims thorough. Y'all got excuse me because I'm just like really in my head. I got a lot of stuff that I'm thinking about, and I'm not trying to say it or say anybody's name for real. Okay, giving Muslims through his word, the Quran and his prophet Saul. So the Quran was written by Allah and his prophet Saul. Saul is SAW. It is forbidden again. Forbidden means you cannot do it. It's never supposed to be done. That's not an act that should be going on in the Islamic religion. To engage in any homosexuality act, even if they are inclined to. Inclined to mean even if someone approaches them to become that type of way, it is forbidden. You will go to the hellfire, basically. If Muslims and Muslimas do indulge in homosexuality, they will be cast out. That's why I'm confused to what is going on around here. Cast out means Muslims and Muslimas are not supposed to deal with them if they are engaging in homosexuality of any kind. It would also be haram. Haram is spelled Haram. Haram is basically forbidden by Allah. Okay. I gotta breathe. Now, is there forgiveness? Yes. Allah, you may go and ask Allah during prayer to forgive you, because that is a sin, and that is a vicious sin. Allah will forgive you with all sincerity, but you have to be sincere when you ask for forgiveness. What I mean by that is, you cannot say, today I'm going to ask Allah to forgive me, but tomorrow I'm going to sleep with my other sex partner, the other sex, and continue to be in homosexuality. No, you cannot do that. So if you don't want to continue to be in the homosexuality situation, you can go ask Allah for forgiveness. I have asked Allah to forgive me for several of my sins. I am not an angel. But when I ask him, I do not turn around and continue to do the same thing. Now, there are 5 pillars in Islamic religion. The declaration of faith is one. The Shahada is prayer. And I'm going to stop right there for 1 minute. When you enter the Islamic religion, you say, I want to become a Muslim brother. I want to become a Muslim sister. You take your Shahada. The men will take it with the Imam. The women takes it with the Imam's wife, who is the Muslima. That is bringing you into learning prayer. So your Shahada is prayer. You're learning prayer. You pray 7 times a day. Okay, so that Shahada and prayer is one of the 5 pillars. The other pillars are Salah, Salah. That's basically giving, ain't giving. The fourth one is Zakat, Zakat, fasting. If you are Muslim, there is the months between June to August. Sometimes if you're in prison, when I was in prison, they started us at the end of May to July for fasting. That means you do not eat nothing. You eat at 4 a.m. Between 3:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning. You have nothing else during the rest of that day until the sun goes down. If the sun does not go down until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, that's when you eat. And you can eat as much as you want. A lot of people eat double meals, you understand, because you haven't eaten, or you can't eat or drink all day. If you drink something or eat something, you're breaking your fast. So you would need to go and pray and ask Allah to forgive you, because you're going through the trimester all over again. That's what fasting in Islamic is about. That was number 4. Number 5 is Sawn, Sawn, and that's the pilgrimage of Hajj. So, inshallah, Rahmatullah, I don't know what these people or individuals are portraying as far as the Islamic religion, but what I just expressed to you is a narrative of it. If I am wrong and somebody has something to say, please feel free to comment, or if you want to come on and you have something to brief me about, we can do a show. I will not entertain ignorance and foolishness of others. There is no excuse for another man violating another man, or another woman violating another woman in any kind of way. And as I'm going through videos, looking at certain stuff, listening to other people, and I'm just like, I refuse to be confused. I refused. So you're not going to tell me that it's okay for you to do this, and then you come out, oh, you're this same person. Oh, I'm not that same person. I don't do that anymore. We have some people who do that, who are not the same person. But are you doing this because you really mean this? Are you doing this for show? Because with this religion, you should not be doing anything for show. Now, the Nation of Islam, they don't wear the kufars, the kufis. You see the men with the kufis. Another thing with the religion, Islamic religion, the Muslims are supposed to be covered up. You're not supposed to show any skin. So when I'm in my summer modes and I have on a tank top or whatever, I have to go and ask Allah to forgive me for that. So I'm learning to stay covered up, because I can't say to somebody else they're not doing what they're supposed to do in religion, and I'm not doing it either. But what I'm not doing is affiliating myself or indulging in homosexuality. LGBTQ people, I have the most respect for them. They do what they want to do. They didn't say they were Muslim today and LGBTQ tomorrow. They know where they stand. They want to be LGBTQ, and that's what they stand for. I don't respect one who plays with the religion. They say this, they say that, and you're doing this and you do this, because to me, it looks like you're doing it for show. So if you are serious, okay, cool. But don't do it because you want to become, or you want somebody to look at you in a different sense of who you really are. Because by wearing a kufi and putting on the Islamic wear, who are you really behind that? So, I'm not here to judge. As I said, I feel how I feel. And I am just literally sick and tired. In prison, there was a statement of fact that when men come through the prison, they would join the Muslims because they would protect them from everything. And being sexually violated was at the top of the list. At the top of the list. So now here in the hereafter, these years, as years time has gone, they've just taken and doing whatever they want to do. So the ones that I know, I don't consider you a Muslim. I will never address you as a Muslim, and you're not. So that was my issue for tonight. And that's what I wanted to speak about. It is that people do not understand when you are subjective to certain things. You hear a lot of these men say, I'm strong. Ain't nobody gonna do that to me. Nobody's gonna violate me. Nobody's gonna treat me sexually like that. I'm a bigger person than that. I don't care. And I tell my son this. I don't care how strong of a man you think you are. You can be violated. And I've learned that when they violate these men in prison, they have to wear a pamper, a diaper, they call it. A diaper, a pamper on them for a period of a time. And I guess that's for their bottoms to heal from what has happened to them. That is tremendously traumatic. Tremendously. Now, when I was in prison, have I seen women being violated? Yes. Yes, I had. I was violated, but she didn't sexually penetrate me, or none of that. It didn't even, and if it did, I would be woman enough to talk about. I think I would be able to speak about it, but I may not be able to speak about it because it would have happened to me. So I'm able to address it accordingly as to what happened. She did not penetrate me. We did not have sex, nothing of that. She literally got in the shower with me and she grabbed my breast and all shebang broke loose. I seen nothing but blood. I had never in my entire life been violated that way by another woman, and I was not about to let that go down. It was going to be me, either me or her, or both of us was going out of there in a coffin, but that was not about to go down. And what it was, so I was in state prison when this happened to me. I was in county, actually. I was in county. I hadn't even touched feds ground or anything. I was in county. So I will speak about what I'm about to say about making your mark. But in that era, she had bullied all the other girls in the pod. When you are in county, they put you in one cell with maybe like 20 to 25 women, or maybe 12 to 15 women, and 2 to each cell, or they may have you 1 to each cell in county. When I was in county, and it happened to me in Orange County, Virginia. When I was in county, she had bullied all the girls in there. For one, I went in there with my street mentality. I did, face forward. This is how I was like this on the street, and this is how I'm gonna be in prison. I'm going to hold my own. She kept coming to my room asking, "You okay, Gilmore?" They call you by your last name in prison. "You okay, Gilmore? You okay, Gilmore?" I never, none of the prisons I ever went to did I eat their chicken. And I love chicken at that time. I don't eat it now because the chicken just looked like it wasn't cooked right. There was something wrong. So I would sell my chicken or give it away. So she kept coming to my room and coming past my cell. That's not ever my room because I never gotten comfortable with being in prison. And "You okay, Gilmore? You need anything? This, that, another?" No, I don't need nothing. I'm fine. So she decided I was very conscious when I went to prison. I've been to prison since I was 15 years old, back and forth, getting out. I would go, get out, get locked up, stay for a week, get out, get locked up, stay for 30 days. When the feds got me, they said your ass will not be moving anywhere. Okay, cool. I did not really associate. My bunkie was a white lady, an old white lady. I didn't talk to her. I may say 2 or 3 words to her, "Excuse me," or "Good morning," and that was it. I didn't have any conversation because, see, people forget when you're in prison, people like to try to talk to you to see. You never know if the feds is still investigating you while you're in prison. So when you run your mouth telling your case, you need to watch what you're saying. So I learned that early on. So I really did not conversate with people too much. And if they started be asking me why I was in prison or what was my charge, I changed the subject and got away from them. So as I said, she had bullied everybody except for, well, she had bullied all the black girls and 3 white girls and 2 Spanish. The old lady, she didn't get her. She didn't want her, I guess. So I was the new fish on the rod. I went in prison. I had a bang in the front of my head, and my hair is long. I have long hair. I had my hair in 2 braids. So she would come. There would be days I wouldn't comb my hair. I would get up and wouldn't comb my hair and just, saying, sit in the room because I'm thinking how I'm going to do those 10 years. I did 9.5 between state and feds. She compass, Gilmore, I got somebody in here, braid your hair. I'm saying? You want your hair braided. You need anything? You want some cookies or something, this, that, and other. And I'm a person that liked the sweets. No, I didn't need anything from her. So all of a sudden, no, they would take their showers after count or early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I decided, because it wasn't, when I was in Orange County, the shower was in the middle of the pod, which they had a curtain around the shower and had took some type of pipe and leaned it up from the floor and leaned it up over top of the shower to look down with the water coming down that you bathed in. That by itself devastated me. So what I would do is, while the guards are doing their rounds for 4 in the morning, they walking around the T or whatever. After they do their rounds, they had gotten used to me doing it. I would get up 4:30 in the morning and take my shower and go back to sleep until they come for count 6 in the morning. And that's how I was showering. I didn't want to shower, and I had to learn how to shower behind other women. Remember, I was on the street. I showered by myself. So showering behind another woman was tearing me to pieces because females are nasty. Nasty. Bloody tampons, stool in their butt, all tight in the shower. Okay. So that was blowing me. They give you shower shoes, but the shower shoes, they don't disinfect them. So once an inmate take them off, they put them in the bin for the next inmate and keep it moving. Okay. She learned my time. I did not know this. This how good she was watching me. She learned my timing for the shower. So I'm in the shower, washing up. We had wash rags and a little cake of soap. So you had to go in county. If you didn't buy anything off commissary, that's all you had for that month. I didn't even, because I was at the point when she came in, I was on my way to turn the shower off and getting up because I had already washed myself up. She opened the shower up and she got in the shower. So I'm standing there looking like, so she was like, oh, you know what it is, and grabbed my breast. And I did know what it is because I started Charlie boxing her in there. It was on. I was not, I grabbed her and it was on. It was on. It was on. They said we up and they let us fight. We was fighting. This bra was she just busted naked as me. I was in the shower. They said we was fighting for approximately 35 minutes. They let us fight. We was fighting. I mean, fighting, biting, everything. I lost it. Literally, after she did that, I seen nothing but blood. It wasn't nothing. I didn't know, because do they gang sexually assault women in prison? Yes. By me being in a shower by myself, I didn't know if it was other girls outside to help her or what, but I know she was the first one that got in there, and that was the first one I was going to get, and that's how it went. We tore the shower curtain thing up. Oh, we was rumbling. We was most definitely rumbling. Bare body naked. No shoes on, nothing. Woke the whole pod up, and I could hear them. Gilmore, they rooting. Gilmore, knocking with the cups and stuff on it, just like the men do, knocking with the cups on the rear. I heard it, but I didn't hear it because I was so mad. I was humiliated, like literally humiliated that this woman thought that she was going to attack me or get me in that type of way. So we fighting. They called the goon squad. By the time the goon squad got up there, she pulled my hair. She had dreads. But what I did was I took her dreads and I locked them in my hand. So when I got them locked, got them locked in this hand and I'm working with this hand, working. She scratched me inside my lip was bleeding. She scratched me inside my lip. I scratched her all on her face. I don't even have no nails. I don't know what was going on. I scratched her face, was all bloody and everything. But I blacked that eye. I most definitely blacked that eye. She pulled my hair, but she didn't pull my hair out. But I had a headache because I ain't got to lie. I had a headache. But what went on, they didn't know. Neither one of us had no clothes on. It was men. It was a men's goon squad and one woman. They did not want to touch us because they didn't know how they was going to touch us. If we were going to say that they tried to sexually assault us or what. So they continued to let us fight till one of them decided he was going to throw some, those spikes that people throw on the ground for a person to bust that you run over your bust your tires. He threw them and knew that we would slip. She slipped on one of the spikes and she bust her head on the table, and I bust out crying because I thought I pushed her into the table. I didn't know they threw the spikes until it was over. So I thought that I pushed her into the table and she bust her head. She slipped on the spikes and bust her head on the table. Her head was good. I was like, oh my. So I went into another trance. I just was crying. So one of the girls that was in there, she was a Muslim girl too. She started screaming over the tear, wait, let me get Gilmore a she Muslim. She should not be out on the floor like that. She can't be out on the floor like that. But I'm standing there in tears because I'm seeing this girl, this thing, because she was a boy, she was a LGBTQ, land on the floor. She just fell on the floor and blood just started. I just was standing there in a trance. So she ran down, she brought me a sheet, she tied the sheet around me. The lieutenant was on the loudspeaker. He said, get Gilmore out of there, bring her to the top of the unit where he was going to take me to the hole. He said, bring her up front. That's what he said. Bring her up front. Y'all get so, cause so the goon squad, the woman, she said, Gilmore, where is your clothes? I told her, I have no idea. I was in the shower. They out there on the floor somewhere. She said, you don't have no, I said, I don't have no uniform upstairs. What I had clean was down there by the shower. She said, hold on, get in your cell. I'm gonna lock you in your cell and I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna get you some clothes. By this time, the nurses and the medical people came to get her off the floor. I'm still in my cell. I'm still like, I had stopped crying because I seen when they turned her over, she started screaming. So I'm like, okay, she didn't die, but she was bleeding. So they bandaging, they wiping her off, bandaging her head. The girls in the unit, they come into my cell. Gilmore, you all right? Yeah, Gilmore, you got her. And I'm looking at them like, and then I'm looking at them like, so y'all think this funny? Do y'all think that I want some type of recognition for something like this? So the police officer, she came back. She came in the cell. She said, Gilmore, put this on because I'm taking you to the hole. That's the shoe. I didn't even ask her, what you taking me to the shoe for the hole? I just was like, you know what? I don't even care at this point. So they get me to the shoe. I'm in the shoe, freezing cold. No blanket, no bed, no nothing but a cell with a toilet and a sink. So I get there. I'm trying to sit on the, if you look at some of the jail pictures, the toilet is the steel toilets, they round, and the sink is right there. It's no chair in the shoe or nothing. Some of them don't even have a toilet when they do it to the men. So I'm trying to sit on the toilet because I can't sit on the floor. That concrete, that steel was cold as ever. So the lieutenant come. First he coming down the hall. Gilmore, are you dressed? I can hear him, but vaguely I'm not trying to talk to him either. He called me 3 times. Gilmore, are you dressed? 3rd time I said, yes, I'm dressed. He came, he opened the window shut. It's a thing, you slide it to close it, and you slide it open to see me. He said, Gilmore, I want you to know that you're going to be all right. Before, let me rewind the tape. When she came to get me and gave me my clothes, the inmates was in there chanting, Gilmore, 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 Gilmore. As I'm coming out the cell, she had to chain me up, lock me up. She's chaining me up, locking me up. They Gilmore, 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 and I'm looking at her like, what in the world is going on? So the whole time they was giving me the ups because I was basically the only one was able to overpower this girl and get her like I did her because she had bullied and sexually assaulted everybody else in there. But for me, I wasn't on that. I wasn't down with that. You know what I'm saying? I just fought somebody who just tried to sexually assault me. Then I bust her head because I'm still thinking at this point, I pushed her on the table. So the lieutenant asked me, he said, are you okay? So I told him, I said, my lip is busted. My lip was busted. She stuck her hands in my lip, and in the inside of my mouth, my lip was busted. And I said, I don't know if I need stitches or it's just gonna go away. I said, I'm not worrying about if I had a scratch on my shoulder and I had my arms and stuff was sore. I said, and I'm in here, it's freezing in here. He said, Gilmore, you're gonna be here for just a couple of hours and I'm gonna get you out of here. He said, I'm getting ready to have medic come down here and take a look at you. So I said to him, I said, is the other inmate, is she deceased or is she okay? He said, she's not deceased, Gilmore. He started that just what I just did. He said, she'll be okay. She's gonna get a couple of stitches. He said, but I want to tell you something. You're a very strong young lady and you just made your mark from county prison to where you're going. He said, you're going to be fine during your time. I'm going to, my job, I'm still not collecting this because I don't even know what he's talking about. Seriously. So I'm like, what? So he was like, at this point, I'm going to discuss some things with you. But he got on the radio. He said, I'm going to call medical first. While I'm discussing this with you, they should be on their way down. Mind y'all, I'm standing in a 2x4 cell with a toilet in a sink and it's freezing. I'm talking to him through a slot. He said, you are not getting a shot. I'm not charging you with anything and you're not getting the shot. I knew what shots was and me being charged because I was fighting. So I'm sitting there saying, so I went like this. I was like, thank you, because that means they give you 30 days credit, a good credit on your sentencing. And if you get your 30 days good credit taken away from you, instead of you going home on the projected date that Grand Prairie, Texas gives you, you will go home after that projected date. So that was also ringing in my head. So when he said that, I knew I still had my good time. So he said, this would jump me. He said, Gilmore, we got everything on tape. We seen her get in the shop. And I just, by this time, I forgot it was cold in the room. I forgot it was cold in the room. I was like, Inshallah, alhamdulillah. He said, we got it on tape. She's being charged with attempt sexual assault. She's being charged with, she had like 6 jail charges. Mind you, I never knew that she had 60 years in prison. She already had 60 years on a sentence time. So she really didn't care what else went on. So he was like, are you going to be okay? Do you need to see a psychologist? You need to talk to somebody before you. He said, as a matter of fact, we just called this. I was going from there. You have to be transported. I had just left Alexandria, Virginia. I went from DC to Alexandria, Virginia, from Alexandria, Virginia to Orange County. So I was being transferred out of there. He said, I just asked them to transfer you 2 days. But I would, if that wouldn't have happened to me, I would have stayed there for like 2 more weeks or something like that. He said, I just got on the computer and I put in for them to transfer you out of here. So you will be gone in 2 days. He said, but I am going to get you out of this cell. I'm just talking to you right now. Letting medic come and see you. We're going to do the paperwork and you're going to be up out of here. So he was like, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. I'm fine. So in my head, I'm saying to myself, so this is what prison is about to be like. Because remember, I've never been to the feds. I've been to state, county, and stuff like that, but I had never, ever been to the feds. So he took the report. He did what he did. The medical people came. She gave me some type of gauze thing she put in my mouth and told me to hold that in there for 15 minutes and it would soak up the blood. She said, you just going to have a little bit of pain. She gave me some Motrin. I don't like to take medicine, and I don't like to take medicine from prison because they give you stuff and you never know what you're getting. So I asked her, I said, can I see the pill or see the bottle that you're taking it out? And she was like, Gilmore, I'm not trying to kill you. I wouldn't do that. She said, this is a painkiller. You take these. So she gave me 30 of them. My body was hurting because fighting, we bumping against tables and everything. So he took me back to my cell. I get in my room. They got all this commissary, the girls in the unit, commissary stuff up there. And I'm looking like, so my Muslim sister came. She explained it to me. She said, Gilmore, you don't know what's going on. I said, what is going on? Why are they banging on the rails and stuff, talking about Gilmore, this, that, what is all that about? I don't feel like this is not just, do you know what just happened? So she explained it to me. She said, Gilmore, you turned it out in here. Like everybody else in here was scared of her, scared to say something to her. But she didn't attack my Muslim sister though. She said everybody else in here was scared to say something to her. You know, she was bullying people, going around taking their food. I mean, she was doing everything. But they took her out. She had to go out and get some stitches and brought her back in. They bring her back in. This heifer sending me kites. Gilmore, I apologize. I should have known I wasn't going to get away with it. And the girl that's bringing the kites, I end up going on her. I was like, are you for real? Don't you ever bring me nothing else like this bull crap, bull sh back from her. Now I'm in dispense. Like, is she crazy? She has lost her mind. I don't want nothing to do with her. She better ever say nothing to me again. So he said, you know, in prison, when you fight a person like that, they automatically put a separate tease on you. She got 60 years. I only had 10 at that time. She wasn't in my county or going to, it wasn't basic because he told me, he said, if you want a separate tease, I'll give you one. If you don't, fine. But I'm telling you, when you leave here, you're not going to ever see her again anyway because y'all going in different directions. For me, I felt a separate tease was being a punk. I really did, because the Muslim sister had to explain it to me. She was like, that means you will never encounter her in prison again. I said, so that's basically like saying, like, so I told him, I said, I don't want no, he can't, that's after everything was over with and I was in my cell. He brought me the paperwork and the separate tease papers. I was like, I'm not scared of her. I'm not doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? I would think she would know better than to try that with me again. So, and in some way, I felt as though, like, if y'all gonna charge her, but y'all said y'all seen what she did, so I'm not saying anything. Because he was like, do you want to make a statement? A statement to what? I'm not making no statement because I felt I handled myself. But let me stop right there. A lot of men who feel like they can handle themselves in prison against their abusers, it doesn't go down like it went down with me. It does. And I literally recognize that. It doesn't. They put them men in there with these big giant gorilla men and these men that they know that's booty bandits or whatever you want to call it, and they get them boys' lives corrupted. So for me, I got a break. So by the time I got to the feds, my name was already plastered. They was like, that one, she's literally crazy. She's not going for that. They already knew I'm in my religion, Islamic religion. I stayed in my religion. I wore my hijab my whole prison time. There was one time I took my hijab off because when you're traveling, and that's the bad part. When you are traveling, what I mean traveling, when they're transporting you from one prison to another, the Muslims, we cannot wear our hijabs. So when I got to different prisons and in county, they would not allow me to have it. So that's why my hair was out. But during my time that I could wear it, I wore it every day. I washed my hair in the shower, I braided my hair, and I put my hijab back on. Did I see women get assaulted? Yes. Yes. I did. I've seen, but see, with the women, that narrative happened to me. But when I got to the feds, it was a different setup. The women in the feds, they overpowered them little young girls, just like she did, but in the worst way. In the worst way. So I'll talk about that in my next video. So the don't ever let and there were things that I saw. There were things going on in prison that I have not seen since I've been home. I've been home now 9.5 years. May 12th, 2024, I will have been home 10 years. That's my mother's birthday. So during my time in prison, I saw a lot. A lot. So when they say, I don't have gratitude for being in prison. It's not an honor for me. It's not. I didn't have a good time. I wasn't comfortable. And it was HELL my whole ride. Now I've came across, I have. There are a lot of good women in prison and they are very talented. All the same, I'll come back on another video and show. They know how to do the crochet real good. So the girls when they was crocheting the booties, the blankets, and you get paid off conversary. So I bought a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, they know how to make ice cream cones out of waffles and out of pancakes, like the pancakes in the freezer, and the shells, taco shells. They know how to make ice. I seen some fascinating stuff in there from girls in Alderson and different prisons I went to. You have a lot of females. They're very talented. You have a female in there. She made a whole Valentine's basket with the perfume and everything. And I bought one of the baskets. I was shocked. But there are some real good women in prison and they're very talented. But they're in a situation, the majority of them are in there for men, taking charges for men. You got some of them in there abuse their kids, rape their kids, kill their kids. It's all type, and a lot of them in there for drug charges. But you have a lot. That's every prisoner. I've been to 9 prisons, 8 to 9 prisons through my whole prison time. And I asked why I kept getting transferred so much. As my time started shutting down, the police told me, just do your time because this is a business. Prison is a business, a wealthy business, a very wealthy business. And he said, Gilmore, you almost done. Just finish your time out. Each time you go to a different prison, they get more money from you. So they can travel you around because they're getting more money for you. But prisoners who are getting in trouble, keep getting shots, doing this and doing that, they don't want them. So each prison I went into a different set of women. Everybody ain't nice. And that goes for the men. So y'all, tune in next time. Thank you all for coming out and listening to me and watching my show. Push like and subscribe. Good night.